Almost didn't make it back in time, so there's going to be no microphone on this one. Also, I bit my tongue super hard yesterday, so it is sore and I'm slurring a little bit, but it's killing me. Big mistake on my part. So anyway, my name is Josh. Welcome. Hope you are all doing well. Kind of a slow, news weekend this weekend. What is there to talk about? There's not a whole lot to talk about. But I do want to talk, just joking. It's been a huge weekend. Let me find my own live. And I see that there's a lot of information and misinformation out there about the AI listing software that's out there. I'm going to specifically talk about ListEasier because that's the one that I'm involved in and that I've been, working on with both Travis and Dave. Whoa. Don't do that. That I've been working on with Travis and Dave. So we're going to talk about that one today. I'm going to clear up some misconceptions. And then if anyone has any questions, we can do that today too. We can talk about it. But I'm just going to go off the top of my head because I am rushed. I had like 200 phone calls this weekend. It has been absolutely wild, but I like it. I enjoy it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the software. Now, to start, first things first, and then I'll get into the chat and I'll start with, the questions. First things first, the software ListEasier is currently in closed beta. So this means that we have chosen beta testers, or we are using beta testers to test the software. The reason for that is once it's out live, we don't want to encounter all these problems where we have to shut the site down. So basically people are paying, we want it to work. And this includes large clients. So we want to make sure that everything is working. So we have 3 people who are currently beta testing in multiple categories. James is one of them. James Helferstay, My Boring Reseller Life, or formerly My Boring Reseller Life. Now he is operating in one category. The reason why we have him operating in a single category is we need data for ourselves. So that's the first thing. We want to see how many more items he can get up in that category as he gets used to the routine of how the software works. We want to know, do his sales increase? How do they increase? What's happening? What does it look like? So we're looking for all that data, and it's easier for us to get that kind of data, speed of use and everything else, if he's in a single category as opposed to jumping around all over the place. So he's doing CDs right now. He's been prepared for this well ahead of time. He did sign an NDA. The reason for this is because it's a very competitive market, and James was getting information that is critical to us at the time. It's very critical that information didn't get out, so it's proprietary. So he agreed to sign an NDA. We brought him in and we said, look, James, this is what we're going to need you to do. Are you okay with that? And James has provided really, really valuable feedback. And he's enjoying the software, and it's making his life easier. That's why it's called ListEasier. So this has been good. The other 2 will be Dave. Okay, Dave. The other 2 that are testing the software is Dave, known as Super Dave on here, of course, and a woman named Spencer. So Spencer doesn't get mentioned here very often, but super, super important part of this whole operation. She's probably eBay's, probably no one has listed as many items as she has. So, and she's listing them while she's telling jokes, watching TV, doing all these sorts of things, not a lot of stress. And I would say she's put up hundreds of thousands of items. So that's hundreds of thousands of items, as in truckloads full, with relative ease. So she's an integral part of this, and especially of the beta testing. Absolutely incredible what she's accomplished in a very short period of time. So you get this a lot from people saying, has this software been tested? And I can say, yes, hundreds of thousands of times. James is a usability also. That's another thing that he's doing, is we're trying to roll out features, bring out integrations, and also, try and find the bugs. What are the problems? What are the things that's going wrong? And James has been doing this for 23 or 24 years. So if anyone knows, where the usability issues are or what can make life simpler for people, it's going to be James. He's passing that info on to us. And then, of course, Travis, probably one of the greatest programmers in North America, and that is not an exaggeration. I've watched this guy work, and it's absolutely unbelievable what he's doing and how quickly he moves on feedback. As James mentioned in his video, both Dave and Travis are very quickly moving on information and making the adjustments that need to be adjusted. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Now, clear up some things about what's going on. So although many of you only see CDs right now because that's our only live beta test, it can do every category. Now, we are going to beta test, and we have been beta testing categories. We're trying to get to very high accuracy. So that's important. We don't want people sending listings live and the listings are inaccurate, right? That's a whole other problem that we don't want to have. We're not looking to fill up eBay with problem listings. So that's another thing. And we have fail safes in place. Whereas if the AI is not correctly identifying something, we have fail safe, we have measures in place. Currently are proprietary, but it's very visible to the user. And if you've watched James's videos, you've seen what that integration is to prevent wonky or janky listings to going live. So that's out there too. Like says, my name is Spencer. Awesome. Welcome, Spencer. So that's the thing with the software too. So it is for every category. James is beta testing CDs. And I think the big thing with the software is that it gives you a lot of time back. So James was saying he did 300 listings yesterday. It's all stuff he has ready to go. And it just gives him the time to do things that he wants to do, like go in the pool or walk the dogs or go for a bike ride. And I think that is super, super important. I think it's super, super important. So that's the big thing, is that it gives you your time back. It facilitates things. It makes it easier. Now, we've been working with eBay and with their developers. So you have to, in order to build something like this. This is not a simple program. It's not something you can build in a day or two. This is months and months and months and months and months of collaboration, of integrations, of, it's not easy. It's not an easy program to build, but it's very close to completed, to the point that we like it. So we'll bring on other people to do beta testing in certain categories that they're experts in, and we'll take their opinions and what they think should change, and then we'll make sure that that's into the program before it's rolled out, if it makes sense, as James mentioned. So that's where this is. So what else? Is eBay going to shut us off? Are they going to start their own platform? I doubt it, because we've been working with them. They may start their own thing, but there is definitely a value to these programs coming from the community. You can see already the narrative on eBay has switched from, or for YouTube eBay anyway, negative. People are upset about fees and things not working and everything else. And now all of a sudden it's awash with optimism. I think that's a really good thing for eBay itself. I think eBay will make a lot more money because it will bring stagnant products to market, but it will also invite certain sellers who have the inventory ready to go on eBay, that it's just too much work at this point in time to get it up on eBay. So we'll see where the ball lands there. But I can't forecast, but I don't see eBay, taking the two. There are two out there pretty much, taking them and just shutting them off. I just don't see it happening soon. I could be wrong. What do I know? But so far, that this is a really positive thing. I think it's a really positive thing in the community, and the feedback mostly that we're getting is people are excited to get some time back. Nobody wants to sit in front of the computer for 10 hours a day, or 12 hours a day, crushing out, grinding to the point you can't sleep, you're sick, and doing this. We've all done it. I've done it. Nobody wants to do this day in, day out, when someone else can do it in an hour and then spend the rest of the day on the beach, or go out hunting for items, or go for a walk, or go for a run, or whatever the case may be. So Backyard Mowing says, sell to the viewers. There's nothing to sell right now. So the software is not live, right? It's in closed beta, so there's nothing to sell right now. People can do as they wish, but I'm just putting it out there that this is here. Now that you mentioned that, Backyard Mowing, the pricing is, I think it's between 3 and 7 cents a listing. I think that's reasonable when you consider what the cost is to transfer this data back and forth. So the API calls are not free. That has to be paid for. But the idea is to keep the bar very, very low so that everybody can afford to use it. So this is coming from the community. It's going back to the community. It's not being kept by these huge corporations or anything. So we want to make it affordable for everyone. That's important. So that's also happening. And you can see that on the landing page, that what the pricing is. And honestly, even if you don't, even who cares? Like, sign up, don't sign up, it doesn't really matter. Nothing matters. But if you do sign up and you put your email on the ListEasier site, you're going to get your 10 free listings. You can try it out. If you don't like it or whatever, then don't use it. It's fine. It doesn't really matter. So every single video is not going to be about ListEasier or artificial intelligence, but that it is out there and it's happening right now. So, and I think it's a great thing. Now, I've seen it myself. People's incomes go up, getting more time back. I'm excited for it. So in my categories right now, I'm not beta testing it, even though it's our software, but you know, it's making me, it's hard for me to list when it's hard for me to list 100 items in a day or 150 items in a day with everything else that's going on. And watching someone else do it in an hour, it's like, I'm not motivated to just do it. You know, I'm waiting for my ungated, and then I can just start blowing out my own listings. I'm prepared. I think I have 9,000 listings ready to go. So there's that. So anyway, this is where we're at. If you have any questions about it or what's going on, let me know. I'm happy to ask questions. We're not just going to talk about artificial intelligence and the software, but there are a lot of misconceptions. Somebody did a review on the software I saw, and they're like, they've got all these things to say about it. They've never even used it. They've never even used it. So how can you do a review if it's not even live? So it is life-changing. People have said this software is life-changing. It is life-changing because it gives you your time back. This was a major thing. I'm telling you, for myself, doing the storage lockers, doing like the bulk buys and the bulk listing and everything else, I would be in that warehouse day in and day out, 7 days a week, feeling like I was always behind, and it was becoming more and more difficult. It was becoming more expensive to sell things on eBay. Postal rates are going up. It's more expensive to buy things. I saw I had to do a lot more work to get the same number of sales. And I don't know about other people, but for me, I was like, I don't know if this is sustainable. I mean, I'm doing it, I'm doing well, I'm growing, everything else, but how much more can I do? This takes it all away. So it takes it all away. So I want to say hello to everyone. I'm going to go through this quick because I'm imagining there's a lot of questions. So to everyone out there, a big hello. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to go to Primo and Spam's channel after this. I'm sure they will be talking about a lot of the developments that have come out over the weekend. So, you know, raid them after this. They're on at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Primo Chemo channel, so check them out. I'm sure many of you already know who they are. So CW Trading says, does it work for trading cards? So I'm going to be fully honest with the trading cards, CW Trading. The trading cards has not been our focus. It would work for trading cards, yes. But Card Dealer Pro, in our opinion, does such an excellent job on that we don't want to target and be like, we're gonna do trading cards, because I don't know that we can provide a much better service than what Card Dealer Pro already does. So you're looking at two similar services, so it's not our target. You could, but if you were a card dealer, I would probably use, and this, I mean, here, I'm not selling my own book, but I would probably use Card Dealer Pro because that is their 100% area of expertise. So it will work, but it's not cards focused to the same level as what Card Dealer Pro is. But it will work, and it will work with a high degree of accuracy. Everything that gets pushed out has a very high degree of accuracy, or else we won't include it. And so far, every category that we've added has a high degree of accuracy. Latrina said, did you originally try to partner with Tech? How did he know to jump the gun on your soft launch? Latrina, that's a good question. So we are able, like, we've been monitoring what Tech has been doing, and he's most likely been monitoring what, I can't speak to him, but monitoring what we've been doing. So in everyone's videos, they're dropping hints. He has a large community, and the race was kind of on. So whether he was always on track to release at a certain date and we weren't, and we were trying to speed to catch up, or it was vice versa, or whatever the case may be, I can't tell you. But this is new technology, and I think both sides saw that this was going to be the future and everyone's going to be using it in 5 years. So it was kind of, it's a race to market. You don't want to be the last one out the gate. So I think that's what happened. So a little bit watching each other and seeing where everyone else is at, and kind of that's how it happened. So did Tech and I work together? No. Have Tech and I spoken on the phone? Many times. Are we on good terms? Absolutely. Tech is a competitive person, and I have the utmost respect for him. And that's kind of where we're at. So, but yeah, we've spoken. There's an understanding. We are competitors, but I also consider him a friend. He considers me a friend. We had a good conversation, and that's kind of where that is. Primo Kimo says, "Have a question. Can you come and list my death pile?" I wish. I wish. I have my own death pile here. You should see this. I've got all these stereo views here. There's probably like 1,000 that I have to run through the photo station, and I'm like, why? I'm so much going on right now. Like says, I can stress test it for you. Thank you kindly. Thank you very much. Like says, I know sellers. We will still do 10 hours a day. We will just get more done. So that's a good point, Lag, that Lag's bringing up. And I think this kind of bleeds into people saying, well, the market's going to get flooded with stuff. And, everybody's going to list now. I don't think that's the case. So I'm going to put the counter argument on this. Number one, eBay has hard limits as to the number of items you can list. So even if you're an anchor store, with the free listings, you're coming in around, 75,000 listings. That's what I have on my anchor store. You can create a second store, you can get up to 75,000. After that, it becomes difficult. So you have to put in applications and everything else and show them that, you're not playing games, you're not goofing around in order to get a third store. So it's not, eBay has their limits there. Second of all, you got to ship this stuff. So you can list as much as you want, but the sales are going to start coming in, and they're really going to roll in fast. So I have noticed, for me, without using the software, there are days where my whole day is just packing and shipping. Now my situation is a little bit unique, and I have to travel on two sides of the border and yada yada, but you still got to keep up with the shipping. So that's going to slow you down, and then you still have to get the stuff. So a lot of the stuff that we have been listing on the beta accounts is already destined for eBay. So this stuff was going to go up anyway. It was just sitting in a pile. It was going up slowly, and now it's kind of going up a lot quicker. So you still have to get this stuff. But I do think with the ease of listing, and I think this is just my opinion again, but with the ease of listing for people who are already doing this will be difficult and yet another hurdle for people who aren't on eBay. But with the ease of listing and with this new optimism, this kind of explosion of optimism that's coming out within the community, I think this is going to shed a really positive light on it. I do believe it's going to create a boom for them as well. So, we've been in the doldrums for a few years now, and I'm happy to see this kind of software out where people are going to be like, you know what? This is easier now. It's more fun again. I have more time. This is all a good thing, and it's a positive reflection on eBay. It looks good on eBay. Primo Kimo says, I hate data entry. I am excited to be here for this. Yeah, that's the worst part. It's a redundancy. It's like, feels like a video game where a programmer puts all these obstacles for you in the video game so that you can get to the next level. And they're creating the barriers that you have to hop through in order to move forward. To automate that entire process is so much better. So much better. As James said, he felt guilty. It was 6:30 and he didn't know what to do with himself. And to be honest, now James listed 300 items yesterday. We were down, like we told him, look, we got to shut the site down for long periods of time because we're pushing updates through. Travis has been working on stuff in the background. he's pushing those updates through. So, you know, and James, this is his third day using the software, so it's gonna create more, and you know, it's just the time, and the time is just, you get your time back. It's so nice. It really is. It's so nice, and it really is nice to see James say, I just had so much time I didn't know what to do with myself. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. You know, I was speaking with my wife and it was like a light, fluffy conversation, and I was enjoying the pool and everything. That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, like I can't speak to anybody else's pricing, but we're charging between 3 cents and 7 cents a listing. That's what we have for our listings. So again, that cost is near our cost. So no one's putting this out here and we're like, we're gonna make billions of dollars or money. It's literally near cost for the API calls and all the software development and everything else. So it's accessible to absolutely everyone. So for example, if you are listing, if you do 1,000 listings in a month at an average of $20 per listing, that's what you're selling it for. It's $20,000 in listings for $70. So you're paying $70, you're putting up 20,000 worth of stuff. You pay $300 for the 10,000 item plan, and you are putting up $200,000 worth of product a month, if that's what you choose to do, for $300. Like it's negligible. It's a nothing burger. So people, you know, saying, well, it's too expensive and everything else, like relatively it's disgustingly cheap. It really is. NC Fire says this could be the end of finding good inventory. I don't think so. There's always inventory out there, NC Fire. And I think people are going to, I think new people, I don't think are going to come on. Like, you got to think of it from the perspective of people who have never done this before. So now all of a sudden there's a piggyback software that they need to use to keep up and everything else. I don't think it's going to lead to a rush. So we have that mindset as sellers, like all of a sudden it's super easy and everyone's going to be doing it. I don't think so. I really don't. I think it's just yet another hurdle for most people. And there's a lot of people that don't want to do it. They're like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to go, you know, spend my entire day sourcing for items and then bringing them back and then cleaning them and then taking pictures of them and then running it through this piggyback software and then getting it online and then having to deal with the buyers and then having to ship and having 30 or 40% of my profits come out in fees and then all this other stuff and deal with returns. I don't think it changes that whole dynamic. What it does though is the people who do want to list and do want to do this, it makes it easier for them and they make more money. And there's going to be like a 5 or 10 year period, I don't know, that's what our projections are anyway, where before the market even catches up. So you have maybe a few thousand people that are going to start using this, and everyone else is in the dark about it. Not all sellers are watching YouTube. Not all sellers are, you know, in tune with what exactly Josh Galt is doing. There's 66 people watching this, and that's it. And of this 66, how many are going to use the software? I don't know. So it's a very small amount. And I mean, look, I'm biased, but I would certainly embrace this as opposed to being like looking at the negative, like, oh, 10 years from now, yeah, it's going to be horrible because everyone's going to be doing it and AI is ruining everything and drones are going to be hunting us down naked in the forest. Like, I don't want it. That's not where my mindset is. I'm like, oh, this is an opportunity to do really well. We're in a boom time. We're right at the start of it. All you people are right at the front of it watching this video. It's a huge opportunity to make a lot of money, get your time back in a very, you know, for a good 5 years. I think it's awesome. Lag says that our software is very cheap. Thank you, Lag. I think so too. It is very, very cheap. Backyard Mowing says eBay will 100% bring the same thing to the app, zero cost. This is just YouTubers trying to do something as normal. They may bring it. I have no idea. I can't speak to it. I will say this, Backyard Mowing, since I've started this business, everything I've done, every step of the way, people have told me why it's a bad idea or why it's not going to happen. But there are two types of people. There will be people out there that say, hopefully this will happen, and then hopefully that will happen, and hopefully that will happen. And then there are people who just do. They're like, I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it happen. So it is possible to sit and wait and see how eBay reacts to this. But, at 3 cents a listing, I mean, it's up to you. You do as you want. But we are working with eBay. So you have to, or else you can't roll something like this out. And I can tell you that it's been an excellent partnership, and I really do hope that this does create a boom in optimism within the community. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all the negativity over the past 3 years. I think that this is a good thing. I like the direction that the community is going, so we'll see though. But again, you can try it for free. If you don't like it, don't use it. It is what it is. It is what it is. All you gotta do is put your email in. Try it. You don't like it, just come on here and say, I don't feel like it. I don't like it. It's all good. Everyone can do whatever they want. Okay, we'll keep going. Den Decor says that there is a version of this already. What else? What else we got here? Saying good point to Jovial Juggler. I missed what Jovial said. Oh, I said keep your eyes peeled on the chat because James is a mod. But if people are challenging, don't block them. Let them voice what they have to say. It's important. This kind of the feedback that people are giving, it's important for us so that we can implement that into our process. So negative feedback or whatever is not a bad thing, or criticism. It's well received. What else we got here? Willie Spout is asking about the other software out there. You're gonna have to speak to their developers. I don't know. So I don't have any comment on what they're up to. We're just focused on our own roadmap, and that's it. NC Fire says those who used to not want to list on eBay and just sell for cheap at a yard sale may no longer do that. There isn't much easier than just selling it at a yard sale. You just put it on a table. You don't even have to put prices on it, and people say, how much is this? You're like, $1, $2. Like, it's always going to be the quickest way. Yard sales are not going anywhere. I really don't think that everyone is going to turn into a reseller. You have to understand that we're all looking at this from a lens of being expert sellers. People watching this is called advanced eBay chat. These are the top of the top, and there's only 70 people here right now. I don't think your average person they would have to go through the years and years and years of knowledge that everybody else went through to really get to the point where they start doing this. I just don't see it happening. It may at some point, maybe, I don't know. But also, all the positivity and the energy behind this is going to bring more buyers to eBay as well. More people are going to be talking about eBay. It's going to be out there. This is a big thing. Does not exist on most other platforms at this point in time. It's big. It's massive. It's the front end of technology. So that's my opinion. Didbit Golf Guy says, curious to see how it does with golf clubs. Have you guys tested with those? No, we haven't specifically tested with golf clubs. That did Golf Guy. Again, if you're picking up the club name and you're picking up the information on the club in your photos, because really it just comes down to how good are your photos, it's going to pick it up and it's going to put it out there and it's going to do it correctly. Now, one of the things I've been getting a lot is people will say, well, what if I took a blurry picture of a one-off item? Probably eBay won't, or ListEasier won't be able to list that properly. It'll be wrong. And it will be wrong. Yeah, if you take a blurry picture of a one-off item, ListEasier is not going to pick it up. But also, if I showed you a blurry picture of a one-off item and I said, what is this? You wouldn't know either. So there are fail-safes in place where it will say, this could not be correctly identified. You're going to have to work on this yourself in order for it to go live. And you can do that within ListEasier program. Axe Monkey says, if CDP is using AI, then isn't very good. I think it's just a database matching tool. So AI, artificial intelligence on for the eBay programs like ListEasier, they're not sentient. They're not. It's not like they're thinking for themselves and they're somehow going to take your lives over. And like I said, no one's going to be using ListEasier, and then a year from now, we're running naked in the woods, running away from drones that are hunting us down. That's a totally different thing. So this is literally just making the listing process simpler. It is doing the data entry for you, and you can write prompts into the software to allow it to do that. And that's it. That's all this is. So it's like going from the typewriter or writing long letters with a feather and a pen to voice to text. Like it's that big of a jump. Biff Boffo says, I think the big difference is automated pricing. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. So we have the option of either. I mean, Jake or Dave or Travis, if you're watching this, jump in and correct me or send me a text and correct me. But from what I understand, there's an option. So you can either use the automated pricing technology or use your own. If the automated pricing technology tells you that this thing sells for $379 and you're like, I don't want $379 for it, I want $12.99, we want you to have that option to change the prices. So there will be people that want to put their own prices in. There will be people who just click the button and they want the prices filled in for them. From what I understand, both are available. The same thing with the automated things being filled in automatically. So whatever the item specifics are. There will be people who want all the item specifics filled in using AI. That's completely possible, and it's part of the program. Go nuts and do it. The only thing is, every one of those item specifics, that's a call that's required to get information, so it will slow it down a little bit. Now, some people just don't want to put in, what the genre is, let's say on a music CD, or who the producer is, or whatever. They just don't feel that that's important. Then they might want to omit that, which will allow them to do bigger batches. So, and this is the same. I mean, everyone is going to have this issue because it's all about data transfer. So the larger the packets of data moving back and forth are, the slower it's going to be. So some people will want to optimize for speed. Some will want to optimize for quality or having things filled in, and it's whatever you want. It's your program. You can do whatever you want with it. Latrina says, I appreciate your answer as it's being a bit of an elephant in the chat room. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, Latrina. Thank you. No, NC Fire is asking if this is the same as the other software. No, as far as I understand, there are two softwares leading right now. So, and that's it. So it's not the same thing. It's different, very, very different for many, many, many reasons, but the two softwares are different, and it's up to the consumer to choose. And we're not going to be personally attacking each other or dogging each other, because there's a lot of respect here for how difficult of a problem this was to solve. And my conversations with tech, I'm not going to say everything that we said, but the messaging back and forth is like, we respect the hell out of each other, because this is not easy. This is really, really hard. It's a really difficult thing. This is the front end of the technology. No one's ever done this before. So, you think of all the big, huge Silicon Valley software programs and software companies out there that are solving these kind of problems. We're trying to do it too, and it's not easy. So there's a lot of respect back and forth for how difficult this is and what we've done. And we're very impressed with each other's software, and that's where that is. So Music Videos 1 says, my daughter says Depop already automatically has this. It's possible. Backyard Mowing and NC Fire say that 3 cents a listing is a money grab. Pico says, I have not seen anything like this on Depop. What else have we got here? The chat jumped, unfortunately. Vivian Mills says, I'm struggling to sign up for the waiting list. Just put your email in. If you've already signed up for it, it's going to give you an error message. So just go to the incognito browser and put your email in and it should work. If it spits it back, it just means we already have it. And then it will send you a verification email and you can verify. And again, you use the free software. And if it doesn't work for you, you don't have to do anything. But when we launch, use your free listings and just see if you like it or not. And then give us feedback. Let us know what you like or don't like. Oh, we got a lot in here now. I am falling behind. But I appreciate you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. This is awesome. Fire. This chat is fire right now. How many people are in here? This is a fire chat. Wow. Jim for the W says, which AI does it use? ChatGPT. Multiple, and that's proprietary, but it does use multiple. Biff Buffa says, I'm very particular about my title structure. It may be a spectrum thing. I don't know if automation saves my time if adjustments take as long as building from scratch right now. So in the CD category, we've been playing with letting AI build the title and then a structured title. So, for CDs, media sellers generally like to have a structure of title, and that we've been playing around with trying structured titles versus what AI provides. AI will always optimize. So I feel the same way. I have structured titles for my stereo views that I like to use. The AI will optimize what the title should be for the sale. So that optimizes based on the solds and then, what people type in. It's like my OCD where I'm not, I want it my way, but it might not be the best way. But so I hear what you're saying. NC Fire says this will be the end of eBay. It's not going to be the end of eBay at all. eBay is super profitable. And this is literally the community, seeing a problem and then solving it. I think it's absolutely awesome. And I mean, man, you just can't bag on these guys for putting in almost a year's worth of work and just day after day. It's just to build this incredible thing that's going to make everyone's life easier. It's freaking amazing. It really is. And eBay's not going anywhere at all. Pickle says people might think it's a money grab, but look at it this way. If you were putting $1,000 of inventory into your store, it's like an hour doing that every day. So think about how much more revenue you have. It's not a money grab. Like I said, if you're putting an average of $20 an item into your store every month and you use all the 10,000 listings allotment, you're spending $300 to list $200,000 worth of product. If it's $25 average sale, you're spending $300 to list $250,000 worth of product every single month. I mean, it's the same price or less than what your store subscription fees are. It's less money than the fees you pay on shipping. It's nothing. It's pennies. It's nothing. It's absolutely wild. And yeah, if you were to pay to do 10,000 listings a month, you'd have to have 5 people hired or 10 people hired. You would pay, I don't know, $1 million a year to list $250,000 a month of inventory. And this is only $300. It's crazy. It's just, and it doesn't take much time. You can do it for a little bit in the morning and then just spend the rest of your day and do whatever you want. You don't have to employees and W-2s and I'm sick today and theft and all this other. You don't have to worry about it. Biff Buffa says, I will try ListEasier first. I appreciate you for that. Dan Dacor says, it comes down to cost versus your time with these types of software. Yeah. Can I use a third party to get the growth that I want versus the cost versus the time? That said, it's not the end of eBay. Yeah, it's not the end of eBay. Latrina says, Josh, I'm curious if you can share if ListEasier handles clothing similar to the competitor. I'm sure you saw the demo. It was very impressive. If yours can do the same, you'll win with the cost. So yeah, I can't speak about competitors and about what they're up to or anything they're doing, but the software in both cases is structured very similar. Like they're doing the same thing. So as far as clothing is concerned, it's not like one figured out how to list clothing and the other one didn't. Structurally, they're going to be very similar in what they do. It really comes down, I think, to user experience and other things, speed, pricing, all these other things. So that being said, of course, it's all available. It's absolutely all available. But I'm not going to compare myself to what tech is doing. I don't think. And to be honest, the reason is I just have a lot of respect for him. What he did was really hard. And, we knew he was working on it. We were waiting for him to come out of the shadows with what he was working on. And, it's just not an easy problem set. It's very difficult. It's a lot of late nights and working very hard and all the other things. So I respect him for it. And, but I got to say, Travis and Dave are the best. That's why I call them Travis the Brain and Super Dave. They are the smartest people I have ever worked with, and hands down. So Pico says it will pay for itself within a couple of sales. Yeah, I agree. So for example, James says he sold an extra $180 worth of stuff. Between the 3 days that he's been beta testing it, we've shut him out a lot. Within 3 days, he would have paid for the $300 plan already, or he would have paid 3 times over the 1,000 item plan, like that's $70 plan or whatever. So again, the pricing is not, we're not making it 3 cents a listing so that, or between 3 and 7 cents a listing so nobody can use it. It's so everyone can use it. This is for everyone. Like, I'm super proud and stoked to be like, this is something that is affordable to absolutely everyone, and it's going to make your life easier. And there will be people that are like between 3 and 7 cents a listing is too much. Like, it's not worth it. And it's okay. You don't have to use it, but everyone will be using it within 5 years, 100%. NC Fire says sales are not guaranteed. No, but your time is. And time is the memento mori. Like, we don't get to live forever. We're going to die at some point in time. I don't want to spend 12 hours a day doing data entry. That's not my jam. I don't think anybody does. Like, go out, walk your dogs, go for a run, enjoy the sun, go to the beach, go into the mountains, get your work done by 9 o'clock, and then live your life. It's really freeing. It's really awesome. Red Arrow Resells in Regina says, or her name is Regina, sorry. And I got to get off of here soon because we're going to go over to Primo Chemo's channel. It says, will the program work for one-off selling? WinZip is popping up in it's the buggiest malware ever. Will the program work for one-off selling and be able to list more, or is it just better for listing more in one category at a time? You can do both. If you want to do one-off, just one at a time, that's what you can do. Whatever suits you, whatever floats your boat. Beard says, hola 51st state picker. Thank you. Appreciate you. Spam Banshee says, doing cartwheels and somersaults over here thinking about all the books I am going to list. Yeah, and then there's a lot of people like that where they have death piles of stuff, myself included. Like, I can't even lift this box of stuff that's in front of me where it's going up. I'm grinding through it, but it's just, it has always felt like there has to be a better way. There's got to be a better way than just sitting here manually doing things that technology already knows. Like, why am I filling it in myself? If you're a business owner and you have a machine that packs items for you, let's say, or you're a business owner and you have 10 people packing those items, one day, if your competitor is using the machinery and it's 10 times faster and everything's moving out 10 times more, and all these, they have all the competitive advantage, at one point in time you're like, maybe I should do this too. And I think that's going to come. So you're going to get pushback from people. You're going to have people that say, I'm not going to use it, or I prefer one over the other. And that's okay. It is what it is, but it's happening. And, you know, do it with it what you will. Okay, John the Automator has a really good question. Says, is there a daily cap that you can list? I believe the daily cap, John, right now for the tiers that we have, so the $69.99 tier, I think it's 5,000 a day. So you won't even hit that limit in that tier. And then and again, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, Dave or Travis, send me a text. In the enterprise tier, which is the $300 a month tier, which gives you 10,000 listings, I think it's 25,000 a day. And then, so you'll never hit your caps, your daily listing caps. But those caps have to be in place because of the back end. Long story short, but there's only so much information we can send through the APIs. So because of that, you know, the middle tier is 5,000 a day, which is already 4,000 above your allotment. And then the top tier is 25,000 a day, which is already 15,000 above your allotment. So, and then we will, I'm sure, have people that want a custom sort of software. And with that custom software, it's still going to probably be at 25,000 items a day. Like that'll be their max cap. And that's a good question, because that's something that we've been working on over the weekend, actually. Backyard Mowing says AI didn't catch that stain. I mean, you're still gonna have to work. If there's a stain on the t-shirt and it's got to be disclosed, you know, of course you're still gonna have to do work. You're still gonna have to do work, 100%. AI, this is the thing. AI is not a robot that's gonna do all your work for you while, you know, you play video games in the other room. You still got to do the work. There's a lot of work still to do. It's a facilitator. It makes it easier. It's giving you your time back. That's all it's doing. Dendekor Depot says, I think you're generous about a 3 to 5 year period, though. AI has evolved so fast already, 1 to 3 years tops. Well, look at the internet, for example, or eBay itself. Like eBay in 1995 was a revolution. It was an absolute revolution of consumer-to-consumer technology and consumer-to-consumer sales. And you would have said, you know, it's going to kill brick and mortar. Like everything is going online. And it did have a huge impact on brick and mortar, but it took 20 years. So yes, it's changing quickly, but people overestimate what can happen in a short period of time, and they underestimate what happens in a long period of time. These trend shifts, they don't go, you know, necessarily as fast as people think. Yeah, eventually everything will change. It will become ubiquitous and it will be absolutely everywhere. Yes. So we can sit on our hands, we can wait for that time to come, and then we can say, look, told you, 10 years later, you know, this is what it is. Or we can take this opportunity, you know, the door is only open for so long. We can take this opportunity, the 60 or 70 people watching this, and be like, this is a huge opportunity for me to do something. And that's the way I look at it. I'm very optimistic about it. Like, this is a huge opportunity. And again, you know, as far as pricing is concerned, I'm not going to do videos just about this all the time, but as far as pricing is concerned, between 3 and 7 cents a listing, it's cheaper than the fees. Like any of the fees, any of the anything. It's cheaper than envelopes you ship this stuff in. Like it's cheaper than absolutely anything. And that, it was the plan. The whole goal was to make it accessible. This is for the community. We're not, you know, trying to rob people or anything like that. This is for the community. I truly 100% am telling you this. Otherwise, the price would be triple, like a third, just triple the price and have a third of the users. It's actually less work. We want it to be accessible. This is for our people. So anyway, with that, everyone hop over to Primo Kimo's channel. I'm sure he's gonna be talking about this as well, or something along the lines of AI. I appreciate absolutely every one of you. Good luck with your sales, and you know, have fun with this. Have fun with it. Use the free listings, and just have fun when it comes out. So everyone, Take care. Appreciate you all. Thank you for joining me today.